Hi guys, Coach Sabina here. So I hope everybody's doing okay. Today's topic, I would like to cover a recent experience with conventional doctor. So my 16-month-old started getting ear infections back in February, and I think I already posted. I had a live video a couple of weeks ago when I took him to a doctor, an allergy specialist, and they wanted to put him on Zyrtec, and I had a fit about it. So anyway, that video is out there, so you can find it on my Facebook page. But today I actually wanted to cover what I've done for my son to relieve his symptoms and to get rid of them actually. So let's go back to the history, how all of this started. So in February he gets his first ear infection ever. In January he started going to daycare, so he's exposed to a lot more germs, and his immune system is sort of trying to boost itself, and he's picking up all sorts of things, and he gets an ear infection. So we go to a doctor and she prescribes antibiotics, and I'm like, okay, well, let's just kill this and get it over with so we can move on and do other things, right? So I did it. I gave him antibiotics, but the first time I gave him, I noticed that his face turned red, right? So he started like getting really red cheeks and red lips and stuff like that. It was not any sort of shock, but it was certainly a reaction to the medicine. And at the time, I just thought, well, you know, his body never had antibiotics in his life, so maybe he's just getting used to it. So we run the entire course of 10 days, and we go back to a doctor, and ear infection is not gone. It did not help, right? At that point, I've done all of my research, and I know antibiotics are bad for us. They're good in cases when you are really ill and in a hospital and you need to fight certain infection after surgery or whatever. They do come in handy, but knowing what I know, I should not have put him on those antibiotics. But I did it, and we had to learn a lot from it. So over the course of next 2 months, he started having really itchy skin. He was itching himself so hard that he actually created a sore on his back, and I had to give him like essential oils, tea tree and lavender and some other things, and coconut oil to kill that infection, because he caused the infection with that sore. So that was one thing. Then the itchiness did not go away. He kept itching. Even the people at school were telling me, he's itching all day long, and it's really distracting him. So I'm like, okay, this is something new. We're going through something. We have to figure it out. So I take him to that allergy specialist, because he started reacting to garlic and tomato, like his face would turn red, and we're like, okay, let's not freak out. Let's take him to a doctor and make sure that he's fine. So we take him to a doctor, and they do the allergy testing, and they include the garlic and tomato, and they say after the test, they're like, he's not allergic, he's fine. He doesn't have any allergies to any of these common allergens, or to tomato or garlic. And what it appears to be, his skin is just extremely sensitive. So since then, since that incident with the doctor and wanting to prescribe Zyrtec and hydrocortisone, steroid creams, and all that stuff for his skin, which I refused, and I did not do it. I'm glad I did not listen, and I did not follow the doctor's orders. So anyway, so I went back home, I did my research, and I implemented following things, and you will be surprised. The first thing that I did is we stopped giving him dairy. Okay, let's just stop giving him dairy, because that's creating the mucus, that's creating all this issue in the head with the ears and all that. So we stopped giving him dairy for that reason. And actually, he really doesn't like dairy besides yogurt. He actually loves yogurt, but he does not like regular milk or any of that, so he's not even drinking that. The other thing that I did, I actually bought a ShowerWise filter, which basically you just install this special filter on your shower head, and what it does, it filters all the harsh chemicals, fluoride, which is really bad for us and for our kids' skin. So we had that installed. Actually, my husband did it. We had it installed, and now he's taking a shower and bath with that filter that it's filtering everything. And the last thing that I did, I incorporated a probiotic into his daily routine. So shower head, probiotic, We got him off the milk, and I bought a special lotion for eczema kids that is made with borage oil, and I'll actually post about all of this. You guys can see all the links and things that are things that I actually got for him. And the best thing about all of this, when I did all of those 4 or 5 things for him, within a week his itchiness went away, his skin was not rough anymore, it's smooth and it looks great. So it makes me wonder, because the initial thought that the allergist also said, she's like, well, he probably has eczema. But my son was not born with eczema. He did not have anything any problems until he took that prescription of antibiotics, which actually destroyed everything in his gut, and it just started causing all these issues with his body. So it sort of threw him out of balance. So it makes me wonder how many kids out there are given, like, you know, medicine for eczema and are told that they have eczema, and maybe it's something else. So I ask of you moms to go back and try to remember, when was the first time your son had eczema? Was it, you know, well into his toddler years, or was he born with eczema, or whatever the deal is? Just try to jog your memory, go back into it and try to figure it out, because it could certainly be caused by antibiotic, because it just basically kills everything in your gut and it puts your body out of balance, and then it causes all these issues. So this is my experience, just our experience we recently had, and I wanted to share with everybody and tell you that there's hope. So for those of you out there with eczema, that you have kiddos with eczema, you certainly can do a lot of things for them that will actually reduce it, or even keep it at bay completely so they don't have those breakouts. I hope that you find this useful, and I hope you share this on your timeline so other people can see it, that sometimes you really don't need to listen to your doctor, because they don't know your kid like you do. Like I knew for those first 14 months my son did not have anything absolutely on his skin. And his skin was so smooth and nice, and all of a sudden started being rough and started having these itchy feelings and whatever. And it was just weird. I was like, why is this happening? This is really unusual. So I knew that something was happening, that something was causing this. I just had to figure out what. So he continued to have ear infections, but I refused. 3 times I refused going to the doctor. I said, I do not want the antibiotics for him. I don't want anything to go through his GI tract if it's not needed. And in this case was not. And I said, can we prescribe him ear drops, antibiotic ear drops, so they go directly into ear to fight this infection? And that's what we did. And this morning I went to a doctor, and she said, well, his ear infection is gone. He does not have ear infection. His ears look great. And they also did a hearing test, and he's able to hear in both ears. So this is just one testimony from one mom. I'm sure there are a lot of moms out there who are experiencing things with their kiddos, but I encourage you to do your research, to do your homework, or get in touch. I would love to help you if your child is having problems. I would really love to consult you and give you advice as to what you can do for your child. So please share on your timeline so other people can see this and they can follow me on Facebook. Have a great day. Bye.